These are the 4 Ps, and this is episode 74, my weekly vidcast touching on 4 topics: one personal, one practical, one professional, and one political. Honestly, if you don't know how this works by now, I am not sure there's anything I can do to help you. So here we go. This is the first 4 Ps of June, which is the month in which we celebrate Pride. It's always one of the best and most important, and even my favorite times of the year. The annual Pride parade in New York frequently falls in or on even my birthday at the end of the month. And while I love the big gay birthday party that everybody throws for me, I know this is a celebration of humanity, of progress, of achievement, and struggle, as well as a time to think about how to best protect the LGBTQ rights. Now, the LGBTQ community over-indexes for things like mental illness and suicide and being victims of violent crime. So advocacy, awareness, and protection is critical. It's also practical. It's practical because each of us could be persecuted for something at some point. So if we don't stand up and protect each other when we're in the crosshairs, whether it's women's reproductive rights or minority rights, immigrants, sick, elderly, disabled, whatever, at some point it can or will be you or me or our kids. So now's the time to stand up. I had dinner this week with a group of my childhood through high school best friends, the friends for life that you don't see as often as you like, but even as you grow, as life changes happen and you evolve, it's amazing to slip back into the role that you have within that group. And that's how our get-togethers go. It's so fascinating to me how we as people can play different roles and parts in the mosaic that is our lives. It's not that you're a different person in these groups and who you are doesn't change, but there are so many aspects to our personalities that can flex up or down depending on the situation or different times. Who you are in your professional setting at work, how you act, how you speak, who you are as a parent or within different social and personal group dynamics. It's like we're all actors in different movies. We can be comedic, romantic, dramatic, and serious. We can be a leading part, we could be a supporting part, but at your core, what doesn't change and what can never change is your DNA. So, oh wow, that got philosophical and poetic, and it's hurting my brain. Maybe I'm having an aneurysm. So I'm at a conference this week with some top brand marketers who are presenting and sharing some stories, innovative case studies, and there's always time for just good old-fashioned networking. But what I really like about these things, doing a bunch of them recently, and besides just shooting the shit and getting to know people, but what I like is actually learning and incorporating and adapting and customizing some little nugget that I pick up. And it's not necessarily intended the way that they presented it for me to use it in that way, and I tweak it. And there aren't usually too many, but this week's was a take on integration, right? But I'm calling my twist on it outegration. Specifically, how do people like me and companies like mine complement and fill in the gaps that big brands, smaller brands, and companies actually have within their team dynamic and even in their partnership dynamic. So becoming an outegration expert sounds like something I could do. The Democratic primary race. It's going to be a recurring topic, I'm guessing, from here on out. Not every week, but we're starting to heat up. And while it has the potential to become a shit show very quickly, debates are on the horizon and candidates are starting to differentiate themselves, at least slightly. It's like the beginning of a horse race when the pack is all crowded and like jockeying for position. literally, I guess now I know where that term comes from. But they're like coming out of the gate and everyone's like trying to figure out where they stand, right? So how are you choosing? What factors or issues matter to you? And that's ultimately the key here, right? Like, we like a lot about many of the candidates and they say things that we agree with and we retweet them. They're similar. Many of them are even friends and hang out, which is kind of weird, but some are a bit more progressive and each have their priority issues, meaning the single most important attribute for me is going to be electability in the general election, right? Because they're so similar, each and all of them are going to protect key rights that matter, but they have to win in order to do that. So even if I align with someone 95% of the time as opposed to 98% of the time on the issues, if that's the Democrat that has the best chance over the next 16 months to actually then beat Trump, that's who I'm going to vote for then in the New York primary, which is now earlier in 2020. So someone challenged me, a fun challenge, how many of the 22 Democratic candidates can I name in 30 seconds? So I'm going to start the clock and go now. Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Amy Klobuchar, Andrew Yang, Bill de Blasio, did I say Cory Booker, Kamala Harris, Kirsten Gillibrand, Tulsi Gabbard, Beto O'Rourke, Elizabeth Warren, Senator Bennett, John Hickenlooper, running out of time. Did I say Amy Klobuchar? I think I did. Julian Castro, Pete Buttigieg. I'm running out of time. Time's up.